Hi everyone! Hi everyone, and welcome back to my Top 5, where I discuss my top 5 favorites of a topic. Before I press that start button, may I remind you that the following list is mainly and mostly opinionated, so please don't leave any hate just because a favorite of yours did not make the list. It's now time for me to talk about my top 5 video games from my favorite gaming console in my life, the Super Nintendo, or Super NES for short. What makes this console so marvelous, so wondrous, and absolutely so cathartic when you hit that power button is its library of games. In my lifetime, I have conquered a nice handful of these Super NES hits, but funny as I say that, there are still some hits, some gems, some Super NES titles that I've yet to play, let alone beat. It's a proven point that when you thought you've played it all and you have moved on, this little guy will surprise you with its magic tricks up its sleeve. Simply put, the Super NES is the gift that keeps on giving. So at this time, I'm going to give a nod, or simply a tip of the hat, to a few games that I have either never played or never beaten. Because these games are so honored and so beloved by so many gamers that someday I'll get the opportunity to sink my teeth into them. Those games are Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy VI, Kirby Superstar, and Super Metroid. And now, the honorable mentions. A few games that I've actually have beaten. Games that will provide a dang good time. And I bet that you'll agree. Those games are Donkey Kong Country 1, Donkey Kong Country 3, Super Mario Kart, and Yoshi's Island. With that out of the way, it's now time for me to discuss my top 5 favorite Super NES games. And as a spoiler, I'm a Super Mario junkie. Let's begin.
Number 5.
Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy Kong's Quest. My favorite of the Donkey Kong Country trilogy. Playing as Diddy Kong and Dixie Kong, you're on a quest to rescue the kidnapped iconic Donkey Kong from the hands of Captain K. Rool as you traverse through 7 enemy-infested worlds. Included in Diddy Kong's Quest are tout level design, great boss battles, a bonus area known as the Lost World, Dixie's helicopter-like coast with her hair, and new animal buddies like the snake and the spider. DKC-1 is pretty good, considered an instant classic amongst many. It does have a terrific soundtrack, but the game has aged to be kinda easy now, and in all seriousness, it's short enough that you can beat it in a single sit-in. DKC-3 may have fantastic boss fights and a pretty cool ball-throwing game against Cranky Kong, but it could have made do without the clunky and unnecessary overworld map, and I can't stand Kiddy Kong for the life of me. DKC-2, on the other hand, has the right amount of challenge without going bananas, pun intended, while also nixing the annoyances the other 2 games have. And I almost forgot about Sticker Brush Symphony.
Number 4.
Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars. Who knew Nintendo and Square Enix would collaborate on what ended up being a masterpiece of an RPG? And you thought King Bowser would once again cause havoc. Well, he almost did, and then joined your team later on. What? You ask yourself? Yup, I know. While on a quest to retrieve the 7 stars of the Star Road in this beautifully created isometric RPG platformer, you'll approach a variety of fun tasks and side objectives to tackle. Race on a Yoshi. Play Beatlemania. Ride on a minecart. Trek down the Midas River. Super jump 100 times in a row? I could barely reach 40 myself, but while I'm on the topic of battles, that's the whole ham of this platter, with timed hits, a wide selection of items, and special moves like the Super Flame. Star Rain. And Bowser Crusher among many others. Every battle against every enemy and boss won't feel like a chore. Speaking of bosses, prepare to fight a zany and unorthodox mix of them, ranging from a sword, a bow, a cake? That's what makes this game so charming. And if you're strong enough, duel against the optional, yet formidable Culex, who pays homage to Final Fantasy lore. I mean, Square Enix, you know? There won't ever be another Mario RPG like it. That's right, I'm looking at you, Paper Mario, and Mario and Luigi. You don't come close.
Number 3.
Super Mario AllStars. When reading the title for the first time, it sounds like a brand new Mario game, but looking under the hood, or Mario's cap rather, you'll find 4 classic Mario hits, all polished and revamped to Super NES modernization. A graphics overhaul that makes it look like you're actually in the Mushroom Kingdom. A retuned soundtrack that keeps you humming along. The gameplay and controls, well, there's no change, but they don't need to be. And let's mention the tweak the NES versions never had. The inclusion to save or delete your progress at any time. How cool is that? And the best of it all? The included games themselves. Super Mario Bros., the iconic hit that put Nintendo on the gaming map. Super Mario Bros. 2, a strange platformer that plays great, but it's not what we really wanted for a sequel. Thankfully, we got our wish in Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels. Identical to the original, except it's built to be much more difficult, hence the reason why Japan didn't release it in the US until 7 years later. And then, my favorite NES game of all, Super Mario Bros. 3. A game so legendary, it was once one of the best-selling video games of all time. With these 4 games bundled in one, Super Mario All-Stars provides the one-of-a-kind distinction of offering extremely high replayability, giving you classic Mario goodness fourfold, and is reason enough on why you'll always come back to it for more. And oh yeah, Battle Mode. Consider it 2-player pre-Super Smash Bros.
Number 2.
Super Mario World. As you should know, this is my favorite Super Mario game of all time. The first time I played it, I was 5 years old? 6 years old? Yeah, somewhere around there. Nintendo took what was so great about Super Mario Bros. 3 and then flipped it on its Koopa shell. The overworld map looks vibrant and alive as the path forward branches out towards multiple levels. Yoshi makes its debut, with the power to digest enemies and gain some abilities by holding a Koopa shell in its mouth. New power-ups like the Cape Feather, which allows you to soar on and on with precision. And new mechanics like kicking stuff in the air, the spin jump, and the gray P-switch. For levels, you'll explore fields, caves, oceans, haunted houses, switch palaces, and of course the Reznor fortresses and Koopaling castles. Keep your eyes peeled for secret exits, which may lead you to unexpected territories. Take the correct path, and you'll just find yourself in Star World, and eventually the Special World, all in the name of rescuing Princess Toadstool from King Bowser and his Koopalings. While Super Mario World can be completed to 100% in a single day, each playthrough never feels old. Do you know what else will never get old? Ever? The number one pick.
Number 1.
No contest. The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. There are a handful of gaming gems I've had the honor and privilege of interacting with. But when I tell you that I wear the heart on my sleeve for only one video game, it belongs on a tier as high as the heavens, where all other games can't reach for the life of them. The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, is that video game. It is my overall favorite video game of all time, and always will be for all time. Travel through the light and dark worlds as you slay and conquer Ganon's army of minions and bosses in an attempt to rescue Princess Zelda and the descendants of the 7 wise men, with sharp gameplay, a fantastic soundtrack, memorable boss fights, hidden places to explore, a wide selection of items, and not the least, the dungeons, 12 in all, if you count Hyrule Castle. It's odd to say this for my top 5 Super NES games, but my preferred platform to play Zelda ALTTP is for Game Boy Advance, nearly the same Super NES greatness, but on the go. I, however, know and understand where this title was first born for a console platform, so the original stays number 1 on the list. Some gamers have considered this game as overrated. Some simply don't like it. Don't just take my word on how much it's a masterpiece. Allow me to provide 2 credible sources as proof on how beloved Zelda ALTTP truly is. The first is from IGN in 2011, where they ranked the top 100 Super NES video games, in which it got the number 1 spot. Second, from Game Informer from 2018. This time, it was the top 300 video games of all time, not just for the Super NES. The list included iconic gaming titles, such as Super Mario Galaxy 2, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, Elder Scrolls Skyrim, and God of War. Guess what they picked for the top of that mountain? You guessed it. And finally, if you thought you had Zelda ALTTP in its entirety etched in the back of your mind, like me, so you know how to 100% it with ease, try a randomizer for the game. Your knowledge will be tested. that's gonna do it for this top 5 list. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more, and don't forget to check out my gaming channel, Markis P Gaming, for video game Let's Play content. I will see you later, but until then, like always, take care.